Welcome to Prime Football HD. Amazing news for Arsenal fan. Fabrizio Romano claims Gunners told huge price tag for Mykhailo Mudryk. Arsenal are seriously interested in Mykhailo Mudryk in the January transfer window and have been set a price tag by Shakhtar Donetsk. This is according to the transfer guru Fabrizio Romano, who has been speaking about the Ukrainian ace on his latest Here We Go podcast. It has been a stunning start to the 2022-23 campaign for the Gunners, who will find themselves going into Christmas top of the league with a win on the weekend. And it seems Mikel Arteta and Edu Gaspar are not looking to rest on their laurels in the January transfer window, as they are the potential singing of Mudryk. With the January window looming, Romano believes Shakhtar would be willing to sell the 21-year-old, but it would take a bid in the region of EU 60M, EU 65M, PS 52M, PS 59M, to prize him away in January. 4 o'clock, they said no to Brentford and Arsenal. In the summer, approaches, but Arsenal never made an official bid in the summer. And as of now, there is still no official bid on the table for Mudryk, but a lot of interest. Let me say, in January he could leave if clubs will pay more than EU 60M, EU 65M. So they want really big money for Mudryk. I see around EU 40M, EU 45M. No, I'm told that Shakhtar are not selling the player for EU 40M, EU 45M. And even in the Champions League, he has shown with 3 goals and 2 assists in the 6 group stage games, with goals against RB Leipzig and Celtic, via Transfermarkt. However, with it believed to take a bid in the region of PS 55M, it feels like a huge fee in a January window for a player who would certainly push the Arsenal starters but not necessarily start ahead of the likes of Gabriel Martinelli. Also, Arsenal target double swoop for Danilo and Tielemans. Arsenal are in advanced talks to sign Palmeiras midfielder Danilo and are also ready to step up their interest in Leicester City star Youri Tielemans. Arsenal are in advanced talks to sign Palmeiras midfielder Danilo and are also ready to step up their interest in Leicester City star Youri Tielemans, according to 90 Minutes. The Gunners desperately tried to bring in another midfielder during the summer window but failed to land their key targets after having at least 2 bids rejected by Aston Villa for Douglas Luiz on deadline day. Arsenal are still in the market for midfield reinforcements ahead of the January window, and Mikel Arteta admitted after the League Cup defeat to Brighton on Wednesday that the squad is very, very short on opos. The North Londoners were also heavily linked with Tielemans and Danilo during the summer months, and it appears they are ready to renew their interest in the pair this winter. 90 Minutes claims that Arsenal are in advanced negotiations with Palmeiras over a deal to sign Danilo, and a transfer in January is far more likely to materialize in opos. The South American is valued at around PS 22M by Transfermarkt, so he could be cost-effective purchase for the Gunners. 90 Minutes claims that Arsenal are in advanced negotiations with Palmeiras over a deal to sign Danilo, and a transfer in January is far more likely to materialize in opos. The South American is valued at around PS 22M by Transfermarkt, so he could be cost-effective purchase for the Gunners. The report says technical director Edu has identified the 21-year-old as a key target and believes the midfielder could come straight into the Arsenal squad and make an immediate impact during the second half of the season. Danilo joined Palmeiras in 2018 and has made over 130 appearances since breaking into the first team setup, but it appears he could now be set for a new challenge in England. 90 Minutes suggests that a deal to join Arsenal could be finalized before the January window opens, so the defensive midfielder would be ready to link up with the Gunners quickly and provide support during a busy winter period. Tielemans also eyed. The report claims that Arsenal are also targeting a move for Tielemans, and an official offer is expected to be submitted for the player over the coming weeks. The Belgian international is in the final year of his contract and has made it clear he won't be signing an extension, so the Londoners hope to tempt Leicester into a cut-price deal. However, boss Brendan Rodgers is desperate to keep hold of Tielemans as the Foxes are battling for survival at the bottom of the table, so Leicester may decide to hold him to the last few months of his deal. That means Arsenal may have to wait until the summer to sign Tielemans on a free transfer, but they aren't the only club showing an interest, so there is likely to be a battle for his signature next year. 90 Minutes says Arsenal are confident of signing the 25-year-old, either in January of next summer, so it looks as though they are targeting a double swoop for Tielemans and Danilo as Arteta looks to bolster his midfield options. And this is how Arsenal's 11 could look after January as Mikel Arteta targets new signings. Arsenal look set to make a few signings in the January transfer window, possibly Mykhailo Mudryk, as Mikel Arteta aims to keep his side's momentum going. The Gunners currently sit top of the Premier League, 2 points above Manchester City, and need a few additions to compete with the squad depth Pep Guardiola has at his disposal. Edu and Arteta seem to have identified a few targets, so let's take a look at what Arsenal's 11 could look like after January. Well, it seems Arteta is keen to get his hands on Shakhtar Donetsk wonderkid Mudryk before he becomes unobtainable. Calcio Mercato believe the Gunners have already submitted a PS 53M bid for the Ukraine international, and are awaiting a response from Shakhtar Donetsk. Arteta already has a tremendous attack with Gabriel Martinelli, Bukayo Saka and Gabriel Jesus all shining, But we can definitely see Mudryk starting if he does arrive in January. As Guardiola has shown, squad rotation is key.